Hey, hey, y'all. Hey. Oh my God. This landlord is psychotic. This morning, Jacob left around 7 or 8. Oh my. And I got up at 10 and I came in here. This is the parlor. That's the living room where the front door is. And um I heard before I opened TikTok or anything, there was no sound in here. I heard because like the front door is like a French style door. It's just multiple glass panes. And there's a wrought iron door in front of that with a deadbolt on it. It's never worked. It won't latch. So it always stayed open. And right after I sat down, I heard like a light tapping, like somebody was tapping on the one of the panes of glass. And Toothless is in there, but my first thought was that's the neighbors trying to see if we're here because they're up to something. They do her bidding. They'll do whatever she wants them to do. And about an hour later, Zach's boyfriend came through to go out to smoke. I don't ever pay attention when people walk through here. I mean, I'll speak, but once they go on, I don't look. I don't know what made me look. We have the pocket doors that have to stay closed because the air don't work right, and it's hotter in here with the pocket doors open. But there's like a 1 inch wide crack, and something made me look, and I saw that he opened the door, but he stopped, and I woke up to this from the landlord. Let me find a screenshot. Hold on. I woke up to text from the landlord. If I can find it, oh my God. Because if I sit here and scroll through all of her texts, we'll be here for an hour. At 8:52 a.m., she said, potential tenant coming tomorrow at 2. Tracy, who is the neighbor, has your key to house side. You refuse to answer doorbell. I've not refused anything. I gave her a 30-day notice to vacate on the 16th. And in that notice, it said that 24 hours written notice must be provided before anybody comes over here to look. She hasn't sent anybody. They're trying to set me up. I'm not stupid. So, considering that text that I woke up to, when I see Zach's boyfriend standing at the door and not going on out, I was like, what the fuck? Well, he come back in here, the wrought iron door was dead bolted. And no key we had works that deadbolt. What I heard was them tapping on the door to see if they could come over and change the lock on that wrought iron door, which is what they did. So then I text her. No, no. You got to be fucking kidding me. I said, tell your other tenants to come unlock this wrought iron door before I call the cops. I don't know what game y'all are playing, but I'm done. And then I sent a screenshot that one of my mods gave me saying that it is illegal to change the locks while a tenant still lives there. Then, nearly an hour later, she responds, they left you a key. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. And I have a video. Not only do I have a video of Zach going all the way around to the front of the house with all 4 keys, the only keys we have to this place, showing every one of them and showing that they will not open that deadbolt. But I have a video after she sent that text. He went back around showing that there was no key left anywhere. So I said, no, they did not, and you know it. She said, call them both. I will call, and I'm not going to name this girl because she's involving a minor in this. And just because somebody else is doing something fucked up, don't mean I have to join in. I said, why was the lock changed to begin with? You did not notify me beforehand, and that's against the law. She claims that the neighbor showed up yesterday with potential tenants to view the home, and no one would come to the door. Claims that they rang the doorbell. Nobody rang that fucking doorbell. I don't even think the doorbell works. But God fucking forbid that the neighbor who has my phone number use my phone number, or God forbid we knock on the fucking door. I don't believe, I think what they're doing, I think she wants in this house, she has been looking for a reason to get that neighbor in this house for the last week. Why? I don't know. I do know that she's trying to set me up. She's trying to set the stage to accuse me of damaging or stealing her 5,000 tons of ugly fuck-ass antique furniture and decor. But it ain't gonna work because all of her shit, except for what is left on the walls and the 2 beds, are in that front room, and they've not been touched since the night we moved in this house, because that was the only way we could set this up in any remotely functional way. And she knows that. But she did the same thing to the previous tenant. I have text after text after text. He stole this. He stole that. I think he stole this. He must have stolen that. Hey, Jen. No, she locked us in the house because without being able to open that wrought iron door, if God forbid there was a fire or something, all we have is the back door, which is clean at the other end of the house. What if the fire started in the back of the house? I don't know if I told y'all that she got the power off on us last week. That's a whole other story. And then immediately cut it back on when I told her that I was going to report it. But that don't shock me, because when the previous tenant was here, because this woman overshares, I know that she turned the water off on him, found out that's against the law, and had to cut it back on. We've got a Ring doorbell coming. I Instacarted a Ring doorbell camera, or Blink. That was the quickest thing I could get because Jacob's working. It is a nightmare. And now we don't feel safe. And this upcoming week, we're going to rent a truck and a storage unit and get our stuff out of here and just go to my daughter's house until our new house is ready. She won't leave me alone. It's something every other day. She has started something with me every other day this week. And I told her at one point, I said, 10 days. That's all you have to wait and follow the law for. I think even you are capable of accomplishing that. Then she tells me, stop texting when I'm trying to reach them because I told her they didn't give me a key. Bitch, you're texting me. I said, no one came to the door yesterday and you know it. She says, no, I don't know it, Jessica. She said she rang and knocked. So 2 husband and wives had to leave without seeing the place. Oh, okay. You got a sucker that moved in here without seeing it until after the previous tenant was evicted. I said, that's a lie. We were here all day and no one came to the door. That's okay, though. Y'all won't be able to tell those lies much longer. And what I meant by that, but I didn't tell her that, was I was referencing the doorbell camera that is going up as soon as it gets here. She said, so Tracy is a liar. I said, you're the liar and they do your dirty work. Stop texting me so you can reach them. The thing about, I have to file a police report quietly because this woman terrifies me, and these people will do anything she asks them to do because she is their cash cow. She's their gravy train. And it was tempting to do anything other than that first text message where I said, get them over here to unlock that door. I'm calling the cops. Because y'all have to remember, I think I told y'all about how she harassed a black man. The man that lived here before was a black man. She's a white woman. In an effort to try to force him out based on the clause in the lease regarding prohibited illegal activities, she repeatedly told NOPD that he was keeping drugs and guns in this house. And I know for a fact there were at least 2 times the cops were here because of that. I'm going to, Angela, once we get out. And when this is over and we're out of this house, every bit of this is getting blasted on the internet. I don't have a problem letting people in to see the house because people need to know to fucking run. I would never, like I told my boss this morning, I can't have that on my conscience. Knowing that somebody's going to rent this house and they don't know what they're getting into. And I don't believe it is legitimate tenants. I believe it's people they know that are posing as legitimate potential tenants. I did pause some while ago. I said, I'm not engaging with you anymore. This is me requesting you to stop texting me about this. This is the new place. We've already had to rent another house. I had to just pay the deposit. I couldn't chance that house being rented out from under me. So I'm flat broke. I spent the last of my money on a doorbell camera. I couldn't risk that house getting rented to anybody else and me not being able to get me and my family out of here. And the donations, those of you that donated, they helped a great deal. And I thank y'all for that. Somebody mentioned trespassing, Mama. Breezy did on Discord. The first day that I got to come in this house was after he had been evicted. And the cops ran us out of here because I kept telling her, if you want the eviction to be, what do you call it, where they come and put them out, you have 24 hours in Orleans Parish to get out if you've been evicted. Execute it, I guess. I said, you have to call the constable. NOPD don't deal with that. You have to call the constable. What did she do? She called NOPD. And NOPD don't deal with civil matters. So they can't advise on that. What they did was ran us out of here, me and her, the wife, and said that y'all need to get out of here because if the tenant comes by, he could have y'all arrested for trespassing. And I know it was enough for her to book it up out of here. I wasn't afraid because I knew I couldn't be gotten for trespassing. but she fucking booked it. And so that's why I'm very interested in how I get somebody trespassed, because what she wants me to do is give them a key so they can make copies of my key so they can come and go as they please while I'm here. I am documenting everything. Hey, Gigglebox. Right, Angela, yeah. I'm just going to tell my story as the shortest version possible. No, I don't need, I paid it with my, Ash, I just paid it, the deposit with Josh's check. And it took most of what I had, but I appreciate y'all though. And I already don't feel safe. People are already, there's half a dozen people on this porch all day and half the fucking night. They know everybody on this street. So when we go out to walk the dogs, we get stared at. So we don't feel safe walking our dogs. We don't feel safe inside our own house. And that's right, Possum, it's not. And I can back every bit. Oh my God. She will not stop texting me. Thank you, Ash. Hey, Wolf. This is a fucking nightmare. And the fucking air conditioner don't work right. It got up to 88 in this house the other day. I'm afraid if I block her, she'll get them to do stuff to me. The 15th is when it's available. Guess who? But Jacob thinks that it's already empty because all of the porch furniture is gone and the decorative lights that they had on the porch are gone. And he doesn't think it has power anymore, but he's going to ride by at night to be sure. I think maybe because it's not unheard of for rentals to be available at an odd date of the month. It's just not, you don't see it that much because landlords don't want prorated rent. They want the full month. But I think maybe the tenant that is in it was always going to be out by the end of the month, but with the week of the 4th coming up, maybe they were trying to give themselves time to get it ready. But I am Possum. I'm going to talk to her tomorrow. I hope so, here for the fun. Because I can't live like this anymore. It got quiet for a few days last week. Like maybe, when I say a few, I mean like 2 or 3 days. And the mods know, because every time she starts some shit, I send them screenshots. We don't know. I'm waiting, Donkey, for the camera to get here. I just told Zach not to go back outside. I've had slumlords. I've had asshole landlords. I've had wonderful landlords. I've never had anybody that made me feel unsafe. And they are willing. They're not very, how do I say this? They don't know the law, and neither does she. And that's a recipe for disaster for me. Because my fear is that she's going to put them up to something that they're not going to know is illegal until I have them arrested for it. And by then, I mean, we could be asleep or coming out of the shower. Well, no, that won't be a problem. We've been having a shower at Hannah's house because the fucking shower don't work. In the 30-day notice to vacate, I had a list of demands. And in the demands, it said that I detailed all the much needed repairs because this house is it's uninhabitable. The air not working properly alone is a problem. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. Did I send a picture of the air filter in Discord? The previous tenant moved in last June. I do not think this filter was changed at all the entire time he was here. Goofball, no, we didn't know that it was fully furnished and decorated until we moved in. Hey, Mama Cub. Oh, no, fantastic judgment. I ain't doing that one. This is the other picture. So the unit was damaged by this. Look how thick that layer of dirt and dust is. So the damage, it's already torn up the unit, and the unit, it'll cool at night. We bought filters. We bought a pack of cheap filters, and it'll cool at night, but not during the day. We're under a heat advisory. The only reprieve we got yesterday was that it was raining, storming all day. It has been bad. Screenshot. I just haven't had the bandwidth to go live. April, the first morning I woke up after he took that filter down. You know how when you've been exposed to stuff and then you get out of that environment, you cough stuff up? That next morning, I felt shit in my chest and I was coughing stuff up. I'm very uptight about air filters because my allergies are so bad. She is, Mama. I did, Angela. But I told her in that list of the repairs that need to be done, I said, because she gets them to do everything for her, because she can buy the man a bottle of gin and a case of beer and he'll do it. And the $380 deep clean that she claims she had done before he moved in, she buys the teenager Ulta gift cards and gets her to do stuff. But I said, if you are welcome to begin working on the much needed repairs that this house needs prior to us moving out, but the work can only be done by licensed professionals. So she then tried to tell me that the man and the woman are both licensed plumbers. Mind you, the man sits on the porch hanging and drinking with his friends all fucking day. But he has a full-time job? Okay. I'm going to file a report, Beautifully Broken. I told her, Mama, I told her that you're going to get these people into trouble for you. She acts like it's the end of the world. Thank you, fantastic judgment. She acts like 10 days is an eternity. All you got to do is shut the fuck up and give me 10 days and I will get the fuck out. I mean, it's the 21st. You'll have access to the house on July 1st. Shut the fuck up. Leave me the hell alone. Tell them to mind their fucking business and wait. Well, Possum, luckily, my son's friend that is staying for the summer from Iowa, we are protected. Hey, Carrie. And my new landlords it could not be more night and day. The difference in them and her. I've not been able to enjoy anything. Life, diamond art, anything. And I may, if I have grounds to sue her after this, I'm going to. I hope so here for the fun. This is what's wrong with the house. The dishwasher doesn't work because the teenager tore it up, piling it full. Don't ask me why this house was fully stocked with everything but groceries when we moved in. And I don't mean fully stocked in a good way. I mean ugly ass fucking furniture. Thank you, Florida girl. I appreciate that. Ugly ass decor. Like one of my moms said, it looks like a tacky French Quarter whorehouse. Dishes in the cabinet that the teenager piled every one of them in that dishwasher, turned it on, and left. And they sat there until we moved in 2 weeks later. So the dishwasher stunk. Jacob tried and tried and tried to get that smell out. And so he finally got it to where it's a faint odor, but it won't clean the dishes. Oh, I appreciate that. Guess who? And y'all see how red my face is. I'm about to burn up. And the garbage disposal does not work. There is a leak in the kitchen sink, and I don't know if the other tenant didn't tell her about it or she didn't fix it, but the solution was to put like a storage bin, like a Rubbermaid bin under that, and let it catch water. The toilet seat has no lid. The shower does not work right. The faucet in the bathroom drips nonstop. He tried that. Don't look at me. That was the first thing he tried. And he tried I don't know what she did to that dishwasher, but if Jacob couldn't fix it, it's fucked up. I don't know how much more of this I could take. The only way I'm going to make it through the next 10 days is for her to just leave me the fuck alone, and she's not going to leave me the fuck alone. I'll have to talk to Jacob, no 61, because I don't know what all he did. I just know he worked on it for days, and it obviously he didn't get it to work because we're hand washing dishes. My husband's gone. He's angry because we're having to go through all this, but of all times he had to stay. He won't be home. Hopefully, well, we'll definitely be out of here. We may be out of here, like not in the new house, but at my daughter's. He doesn't know if he's coming home this week or if he's got to work an extra 2 weeks instead of one, but no, I appreciate it. No 61. You can adjust that on the inside to make it stop dripping. Thank you, screenshot. I'm going to find out who I can report her to. Oh, okay. Thank you. No 61. And once we get settled in the new house, it's all going to get put out there. All of it. The screenshots of messages, every bit of it. Because it concerns me that another unsuspecting tenant is going to come in and go through this. I feel like screenshot, I was telling, it may be, I can't remember who all, the mods, Jacob, Hannah, I don't know who all I've talked to. But I think that the way she's gotten away with this for so long is tenants that didn't know the law and didn't know their rights, or for whatever reason had to put up with it. I don't know. But it seems like it is pissing her off that she can't run this game on me because I know better. She does here for the fun because this shit went sideways before I could get the utility switched over. And I told her that we'd be out at the end of the month. Originally, it was going to be the 15th of July. But I told her I'm not going to have them switched over. And the beauty in that is she cannot turn them off to try to force us out. She tried it the other day. She did, Mama, and that pisses her the fuck off. It is 90 degrees outside. I'm going to seek a restraining order when we move out. She threatened me with, she put a fake 5-day notice on the door, and I know that it's fake because she admitted in a text message, I didn't do the eviction process for da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So that was fraudulent. What was I saying? Oh my God. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, the restraint, that's where I was going. She said the other night that she is hiring this firm to chase me down. She said, moving won't help you. It'll take me an hour to find it. But moving won't help you. I'm hiring some holdings company to report this on all 3 of your credit reports, and they can run a skip trace so moving won't help you. Lady, what the fuck are you talking about? Thank you, Mama D. It was storming yesterday. And look, the tornadoes and all that bad weather that came through here the other day, we slept through every bit of it. 3 weather alerts on our phones. We did not move. We didn't know shit till we woke up that morning. Right? Screenshot. Oh, that's true. I am, Possum, because she thinks that I'm giving her fits just because I know the law. Bitch, wait till you find out how OCD I am about evidence. She is certifiable, Amberly. Y'all know what I always say. I ain't never known nobody that's fucking crazy, and I knew a one-legged crackhead. I ain't never met nobody like this. Ever. She is fucking insane. She forgets what lies she tells. Matter of fact, prime example. So for 4 months, I could not get in this house to look at it because the previous tenant would not let us in, according to her. Now, whether or not that's true, I don't fucking know. Now, I don't know nothing anymore. Well, she busted herself a while ago trying to fucking lie. Because, let me find it. Thank you, Kelly. She had the audacity, by the way, to say a while ago, you have me shaken and hysterical for no reason. Bitch, what the fuck are you? We don't feel safe. You are hysterical because you want me to give your other tenants keys to my house and I won't fucking do it. She said, leave the keys in Tracy's mailbox or I will continue with eviction. Go ahead, because I will win in court. Go ahead, file it. File the damn eviction. Because when we get to court, there's going to be a nice organized file with all of your crazy fucking ramblings, lady. I have never treated so cruelly. Even blank, the previous tenant came to the door. She's talking about to show the house. I said, he never answered the door, and you know that. I'll go back and screenshot the text where you and I talked about it. You'll get the keys when we move out at the end of the month. You're not entitled to them before that. And she said, he came to the door. She claimed that what she meant was he came to the door to let them rekey it. Now, I know that's a lie. I said, that's funny because I didn't get to set foot in this house until after he was evicted, which means you could have let me in to see the house before that day, and you didn't. Do you need a binder? No, I got a binder. I got one around here somewhere. Donkey, she turned the day, it was the second or third day we were here. I think it was the second. The day that I told her I did not know this house was fully furnished and decorated and we needed her stuff out. That was when all this went sideways. Oh, hey, Bubba.
I'm assuming they didn't tell you this was in the mailbox?
No, she did. I was just too afraid for Zach to go back out there because he says everybody's staring at him when he goes outside.
I didn't see anybody when I was out there.
I'm live detailing the nightmare.
Oh, shit.
No, it's fine. They know. I've already been talking about it.
I heard you. I thought you would.
So now, because they got busted in their little plot, now we have a key to the wrought iron door. Read all this shit.
Oh, boy.
I told the Instacart shopper to call so that somebody can come out and get the order so they don't steal it. Let me find the beginning. There, it all starts right there. What a Lifetime movie. She hit possum. We can't figure out because if I'm not mistaken, I do know that New Orleans cracked down. In the last several years, they have really cracked down on short-term rentals. And there's certain parts of the city you can have them and certain parts you can't. And if I'm not mistaken, in order to list on Airbnb, you got to have some kind of permit. Seems like somebody told me that, but I'm not sure. I don't know. And it would be totally like this woman to fully furnish and decorate this house and then find out she can't list it as a Airbnb. We don't know why. Nobody does fully furnished and decorated long-term rentals in New Orleans. I don't know that people do them anywhere. I don't trust her. You're right. There's no telling who has a key to this house. But the funny thing, when Jacob gets through reading, I'll show y'all, or I'll read it to y'all. But it dawned on me. She claimed that the reason she had them change the lock, thank you, Debbie, on the wrought iron door was because I, allegedly, would not let them in to show the house yesterday. That's funny. Why didn't you say any of this shit yesterday? I just thought about that. Don't you hate when you're arguing with somebody and you think of shit, really good shit to say after it's all over with? But it dawned on me, well, wait a minute. How does changing the lock on the exterior wrought iron door solve that problem? I asked her that. She put all the blame on them. They didn't know any better. So it was their idea? Do they know you blame them for it? Because that's who I'll have the cops talk to if we're going to go that route.
I love the manipulation in there.
Yeah.
You ain't shaking and you ain't terrified or whatever the hell else she said. You were lying.
Oh, and did you catch that in this? She proves that that 5-day notice she had put on the door was fake.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Because she said, where was it? Something about, you asked me to stop the eviction. I complied with you and hiring a collections agency. So that was a fake 5-day notice. And I'm going to make sure that the office that she used to do that knows that. I'm calling them first thing in the morning. I did save it, Possum. And it doesn't say fully furnished. She also, not only do I have the listing that she put up after this shit started going sideways, I also have the original listing that was up for months until we moved in. And it's the same one, but the screenshots are dated, so it shows that this house was never advertised as fully furnished. But what was I looking for? Oh. Let's see. Where is it at? I said, why was the lock changed to begin with? You did not notify me beforehand, and that's against the law. She said, you would not answer the door yesterday when Tracy was showing tenants. Again, why didn't we have this conversation yesterday? She's a horrible liar. Like an idiot, a Jacobson could catch this woman lying. That's how bad it is. And I said, no one came to the door yesterday and you know it. That's when she said, stop texting when I'm trying to reach them. No, I don't know it, Jessica. She said she rang and knocked. So 2 husband and wives had to leave, blah, 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 blah. I said, that's a lie. We were here all day and no one came to the door. That's okay, though. Y'all won't be able to tell these lies much longer. She said, so Tracy is a liar. I said, no, you're the liar and they do your dirty work. Stop texting me so you can reach them. And then, y'all, she said, OMG, OMG, this is so twisted. Stop speaking ill of all of us. I said, how does changing the lock on the exterior wrought iron door solve that problem if it even existed? First, she said, I'm on the phone with the minor daughter. I said, I would like an answer to that question. She says, they are putting key in mailbox now. Then she said, it doesn't. They did not know better. I have tenants coming who need access. So she put all the blame on them. And I'm going to make sure they know that. Hey, Katie. Thank you, Sunshine. I was really excited. Hey, Miss Lizzie. Thank you. But there's no peace and quiet. None. And not only is the house uninhabitable because of the repairs that it needs, and I mean by the legal definition of uninhabitable, but she's also interfering, what did the lawyer say? Peaceful enjoyment of the property. So, I mean, it's just a double whammy. Hey, Scarlett. I gotta plug this little fan up. I'm about to die. Oh my God. You would think, like now, and I've been afraid this whole time for all of us to be gone at the same time. But now we know for sure we cannot all be gone at the same time. So you would think having to stay home all the time and the air not working right and it being too hot to do anything but sit here, I'd get all kinds of diamond painting done. But no, because it's so fucking with me so bad up here, I can't. I just sit here and scroll TikTok and watch shit on my computer. Yeah, it is, Katie. Move somewhere else. No, our lease was up on our old house back in January, and we were staying on a month to month, waiting for this house to come available. And then in April, I had decided to just walk away from it and give up on it. The next day, she texted me and said that he has to be out on such and such date. And like an idiot, I was like, oh, this must be meant to be. Thank you, Lena. I missed y'all too. I just haven't been able to. I've lost my funny. I don't have the bandwidth for it. I don't know when I'll be live again after this. I just needed to rant. I just needed to get it off my chest because she's driving me insane. Where's my MacBook charger? I did become an official Diamond Art Club affiliate in my absence. I'm now an official, what do you call it? Is it a collab? I don't know what you call these things. I just know that if you use my code or my link, you get a discount and I get a commission. And I also have a free diamond painting coming. She is scamming, Mama. I still feel guilty, though, because I brought my kids into this. Thank you. Don't look at me. And I just feel bad for whoever moves in after me. Mama D, I saw that this morning that you messaged me on TikTok, and I was about to respond to you. I was about to open your message and respond when I heard the tapping at the door. Yeah, that's what it's been. Screenshot. It's just miserable. Right, sunshine. Hey, Hagen. We have a new house. Your Miss Lizzie, that's you, right? We looked up. The first house we looked at ended up being the only house we looked at. We got approved for it. We looked at it on a Wednesday, and we got approved for it on that Saturday. Thank you, Katie. It's mom guilt, flower power. Because it was my decision to move here. Hey, guinea pig. Okay, that's what I thought. I wanted to make sure I was right. Yeah, we found, and see, that's another thing. I think I told y'all this last time I was live, or whatever day I told y'all about all of this. The irony, even though I decided to just walk away from this back in April until she told me he's finally evicted, I decided, okay, well, it must be meant to be. But the truth, that is the truth. I did think, oh, this must be meant to be. I didn't want a house hunt. House hunting, I love New Orleans. I will never live anywhere else. But when you find a good rental and a good landlord tenant dynamic, hold on to it. Because house hunting for a rental is a pain in the ass. Hey, Tess, you got to weed through. Because one of the things about New Orleans rentals, you can look at the two most expensive rooms in a house to renovate are kitchens and bathrooms. Those are the two rooms that a lot of landlords here neglect because they're so expensive to fix up. You can be looking on Zillow and looking at pictures. Oh, that's a beautiful living room. That's a beautiful dining room, beautiful bedroom. And you'll notice most of the owners around here, they leave the kitchen and bathroom pictures for last when they're bad, or they just don't put them in there at all. So you can find a beautiful house and then either get to the kitchen and bathroom pictures and then you have to write it off, or you don't get to write it off until you look at it. It's just a headache. And it was a headache I didn't want. Look how that worked out. I ended up having a house hunt anyway. But luckily, the first and only house we looked at ended up working out. There, matter of fact, Sav, there is a bad landlords group. And that is another place she's going to be. She does need to be held accountable. Big Bird singing Selena. Okay, I'll look at it when I get off, Katie. I sat here. Think you don't look at me. Oh, that's cool. I sat here and I've got, I think, half a dozen lip syncing videos in my drafts on TikTok. Because after I did that one, Jacob! After I did that one that I posted yesterday, of course, a bunch of lip sync videos showed up on my For You page after that. And it was just, I did No Me Queda Mas. I did an old heart song. I did Melissa Etheridge. I can't even remember what all I did. We are, Lena. But our house, our new house, I'm about to burn up, Tess. I've got a oscillating fan here and a little desk clip-on fan right here. Are you able to? Here's the key to that. If anybody says anything to you, just don't respond. Lena, that's what my kids keep saying. That's true, Sad. Huh? I told her, I said, do not leave it at the front. I do not want my neighbors to steal it. And I said, either bring it around to the back door or call me and I'll have someone come out so you don't have to get out of the car. And what does she do? Leaves it hanging on the fucking doorknob where the fucking neighbors could have gotten it. It doesn't work well, TB. Hold on and I'll show the picture again. We now know why. Play with me now, motherfuckers. Oh, wait, is this my Instacart shopper now? Hello? Yeah, we got it. We got it off the door. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. There's also a very complicated harassment situation with the people on the other side and the landlord. Yeah. Thank you. We're moving out, but they changed the lock, that wrought iron door. She had them change the deadbolt on it this morning without us knowing. And so that's why I had to get a camera. Yeah, yeah. We did. We're just waiting for the tenants that live in it to move out. Thank you. You too. Bye-bye. I couldn't even be aggravated no more. She was so sweet. She said that there was a man on the porch. She forgot that she was supposed to bring it to the back or call. And she wanted to make sure I got it. We're under a heat advisory today, Flower Power. It is 89. See, we're under a heat advisory. She said the man on the porch was glaring at her and did not look. She said he didn't look too stable. Oh, wait. I've heard Blink is good. I'm gonna need a headdress and a plane ticket. You're gonna have to come whoop some ass, Katie. Now this one is battery operated. I don't know on what planet energizers stay. Wait, what is this for? Because it says it has a 2-year battery. And see, don't look at me. That's how people are here. And if y'all have ever watched anything about New Orleans or heard anything about New Orleans, that's the one thing everybody says. Everybody here is so nice. Even the rich people in the Garden District, like insanely wealthy people that own multi-million-dollar mansions. Super nice people. That's where we trick-or-treat every year. I would rather have had a Ring doorbell possum, but Best Buy didn't have them in stock and I wanted something today. I just need, I could probably put this up and not even turn it on and they'd be so scared. Just seeing it would be enough. It is the best. A lot of good people. This city is full of good people. Now, don't it have a way it can just stick without mounting it? I'm so confused. Oh, no, you have to buy like a... Oh, my God, Scarlett. What is this for? Is this like the doorbell? What? This is what instructions are for, Jessica. Right, Wolfen? All he does is sit on that porch and drink all day, him and all his friends. But I was supposed to believe that's a licensed and bonded plumber. She also thinks that declaring the wife a property manager gives her rights to this house that it doesn't. She also forgets that the day we were all here, when the cops ran us out, that in an effort to keep us from getting in trouble for trespassing, she made both of us property managers. Thank you, Tess. We're going to all learn together. As soon as I find the damage... Oh, right here. Lena, we have our front door is like a French style door, just one, not the double doors. So it's all panes of glass. But in front of that is a wrought iron door. And they changed the deadbolt on the wrought iron door. And I had to threaten her with the cops to get a key to it. Well, that's the thing, SS. One of the things... Well, I can't talk about that. Shit. I'm looking into it, SS. Don't do Gabby with Legos. Okay, this is not instructions. This is... What the... Y'all gonna sell me a camera and not tell me how to set it up? This is not instructions. It says quick start guide. Well, where does it start? Where does the quick start begin? Oh my God, this is tiny. Oh, I have to create an account. It's awful, Scarlett. I started having a panic attack. The day she cut the power off. The power was off for 2 hours, by the way. But it did not take long at all for it to start getting hot in here. But it wasn't the heat that was getting to me. there was no air circulating and I felt like I was suffocating. But we went over to Hannah's, and I kid y'all not, we get loaded up in the car. We barely get off our street, and then we find out she had it turned back on. I'm gonna get Jacob to set it up. You have to download the app and all that, and I'm not in my right mind for all this. Oh, the day she turned the power off, when we were leaving, they were out on the front porch. And I said under my breath, I'm going down, like, here's my steps. They were on the porch in front of their steps, all the way over here. In order to have heard anything that came out of my mouth, they had to have been listening very intently, because I was mumbling to myself. And what I said was, fucking bitch thinks she can just turn people. I said the bitch. I didn't say fucking. I said this bitch thinks she can just turn the power off on people. Then I get down the steps and I'm getting into the car. And I said again to myself, she's lucky because I could own this. I could sue her and own this house. I got a text 20 minutes later. Please don't call me a motherfucking bitch. And please don't say you'll own my motherfucking house. So now we don't speak at all when we go outside for any reason. This is a nifty little... We have a camera, but it's not like the one that just goes on the door. It's we don't know where it's at, which is... That's why I had to get this. But it's like a cylindrical shape. It's a Ring camera, but it's like the kind I guess you would mount up on a wall, but we don't know where it's at. But I needed something I could just stick on the door. I thought these came with like a renter friendly, like you can just stick it up and not have to mount it. I know Ring sells a kit that you can do that with. You got to download the app, and here's all the parts. Would you like for me to put them all back in the box? Okay. And there are screws in here, hardware in here, woo, wires there, batteries, some little metal key thing. This, I don't know what this is. Cord, charger, quick start guide. There you go, have fun. I'm not in no frame. Oh, and there's this. I don't know what this is. I ain't in no headspace. I'm usually really good at stuff like that, but not today. April, I thought about that, about her having it bugged, and I've said things on purpose just to see, but so far, nothing. And I make sure, like, I didn't just do it once or twice. We don't talk on the phone, Flower Power. In the 6 months I've known this woman, I've talked to her on the phone 2 times, and one of those times was the second day we were here when I told her I didn't know all this furniture and stuff was here. You got to get it out. And I was nice about it. And still, here we are. But I have not said one thing to her that was not in writing since all this shit went sideways. We had that one phone call that morning, and that was it. And she tried to lie about stuff that was said in that phone call. I had gotten, y'all remember, I was just looking at my Pride overlay. Remember that first affiliate brand deal, whatever you call it, I got with that diamond art company? And I showed y'all that I got this, I I could pick from 4 diamond paintings as my free one. And I picked one because it was like rainbow colors and it was going to be for Pride and I was going to make content with it. It ain't going to be here until the 26th. Pride will be over with. I won't even get to do it. But I also they picked me again for their July collab. And so I picked my second one a few days ago. See, April, they live on that front porch. And when I'm not exaggerating, you can set your clock by what time they go out there every day and when they go in every night. There have been times they were still out there at 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, it was quiet outside, but again, they had to have purposely been trying to eavesdrop to have heard me. Because I was outside, but I was mumbling to myself. You know, when you say things under your breath, that's what it was. The neighbors ratted me out, Mama. The neighbors told her I said that. And then they text her. It's just like, I've told the mods about this. She has them tell her, whenever we have gone somewhere, within 5 minutes of walking in this house, she texts me and starts her shit because they tell her every time we come back. Well, they ain't gonna be nothing to tell now because my ass ain't leaving this house until the day we move out because I don't trust these people. But that's what it was. They were eavesdropping on the porch that day. And they texted her or called her and told her what their version of what I said. They are watching us, Flower Power. They are. They have been for the last 2 weeks. Yep. And it's extremely uncomfortable. And now Zach went to take Vega out earlier. And like I said, they know everybody on this street. So when he's walking Vega or Gibby, everybody's glaring at him. I will, Mama. I would like to think that they are not dumb enough. They gotta be smart enough to know that they may not know the law, but it doesn't take a genius to know you can't come in a tenant's house while they still live there. Like, even if she had filed an eviction, which she proved today she had not done, that process must conclude. That crazy ass woman thinks that just because she wanted one, that meant she could change the lock. She threatened me with a locksmith week before last. I'm sending a locksmith to rekey the locks. Told me I wasn't going to be here when people look at the house. And I said, there ain't no way you're going to have people coming in and out of my house and I'm not here. It's just not going to happen. It is crazy. But I would like to think that even these dipshits over here have enough sense to know if she tells them to come in here, they gotta know that they would have to have my permission, even though I'm moving out. But you can't count on people having common fucking sense. If it were me and the landlord told me to go into the other tenant's house, I'd be like, I don't think that's legal. But all she's got to do is throw money at him. Oh, and apparently, did you notice in those text messages, they saw Austin leaving out the back door yesterday? Because she mentioned a guy going out the back door.
Okay.
They're watching us. I don't know how else she would have seen it.
How the hell could she have seen it?
I don't know. That is disturbing. Wait a minute. How did they see that? It is not common. That's true. They're not related to her. I'm guessing that they've rented from her for a long time. She's only owned this house since 2022, I think. And I think they've lived in that side most of that time. And she uses him as handyman and they do her, like, the maintenance work, I guess is the best way to put it. Anything she needs done with this house or anything in this city, she gets them to do it. And if she does possum, when people walk in this house, the first thing I'm going to tell them, this house looks like this because we did not know that it was fully furnished and decorated. Because the living room, there ain't nothing but one path from this door to the front door. And that's what every room looked like until we moved as much of her stuff as we could in the living room. But these people, they are so used to taking advantage of her. Until we moved in, her Range Rover stayed parked in the driveway. I don't know why. All I know, because Jacob overheard the conversation between him and the landlord, or he got stuck in it. When Jacob was bringing stuff over here one night before we moved in, he was on the phone with the landlord, and they were talking about her Range Rover being impounded. It was impounded because he got a speeding ticket in it, and his defense was, no, it wasn't me. I was in jail that night. Like, can you imagine that being your defense? But they are such moochers that when he asked for the Range Rover, he didn't ask if he could buy it from her. He asked her to give it to him. A Range Rover. Thank you, SLG. I guess so, Flower Power. And look, y'all, there is so much. I ain't gonna show you. I know you don't want to be on camera. Y'all look at this. See those cabinets up there? They are all full of her stuff. Let me back up. Let me get y'all out from under the chandelier. They're all full of her stuff. And that door won't stay shut. Boxes and boxes of junk. I've never seen anything like it. What are there, 4 of them? There's 4 of them. They're all full of her stuff. This closet right there, full of her stuff. We can't even use it. Let me cover this because Jacob don't want to be on camera. Full. Slap full. I mean, from bottom to top. And this is not the only closet she has shit in. She's got a books, y'all. I don't know if this woman tried to start her own library. I remember after we came in the house that day in May, she wanted me to go out to her storage unit out, and is it Harvey or Harahan? I can't ever remember. So she sent me and Jacob out to her storage unit that day with a list. I want to make sure he didn't steal these things. And it is packed, which makes me wonder, all those times, for months, she would say, if you want the furniture out, I can have it put in storage. But what I thought, and I'll show y'all the pictures after we're out of here, the listing pictures showed in this room, this was the only room that had any furniture in it. 2 small white accent chairs, a couple of small end tables, and a small glass coffee table. That was it. But she would randomly say, do you want me to move the furniture out? I can move the furniture out. But I was like, no, I can work with that. And there were no beds. There was nothing in the living room. Nothing anywhere but right here. And it was just a few small things. But even those few small things, where were you going to put them? Because you can't fit a fart in that storage unit you got, ma'am. The boxes of books in that storage unit, and I'm talking the long, deep cardboard moving boxes and big Rubbermaid bins. overflowing with books. There are a fuck ton of books up in this cabinet. There's a fuck ton of books in the back room. There are books everywhere. I don't know what the deal is with all these damn books. There's not a built-in bookshelf anywhere in here. She did not have anything set up. It's insane. But Zach was going through the books the other day. It was my point. Hoarder house. And people, that's a good idea, Katie. And I don't know why. Like, on the one hand, she tries to give this image of being wealthy. But on the other hand, and I can't talk about it, but on the other hand, I can't talk about it now. I will when we get out. On the other hand, she acts like she's damn near destitute. But I don't understand. I don't know anything about this woman. Like, when I get out of here, I'll show y'all. She's got a website. She claims that she's this big to-do up in New York. I don't know if it's fashion and home stuff or just I don't fucking know, because the woman sends rambling text messages that long. And that was back before we moved in, when she would just randomly text me at 12 o'clock at night. But that's the thing. Before we moved in, before the switch up, I knew she was kooky. And I knew that I was going to have to set boundaries when we moved in, because I didn't want to feel obligated to text with this woman at 1 o'clock in the morning. Just because you know I'm a night owl don't mean you get to text me every night. What, Possum? Well, New York City's a big place, but she claims to have a business up there. I might get you to ask your friend some questions after we get out. But the website that she has boasted about for months has not been updated in 2 years. I don't think she has a job. Thank you, Mama. I think from what some of the things that Zach found up there the other day, in the 90s, she might have had something going on, but she wasn't the big deal she claims to be that knows Michael Kors' phone number. Y'all, the shit I've been told. I don't think she's had anything going on since then, but that's the thing. The things that Zach found the other day that are from the 90s are things that she has talked to me about as if they're current. So, I mean, the lies, you don't know where one lie ends and another one begins. He found one, Katie, that was worth $50, one that was worth $67. He found a bandana from 1992 Jazz Fest. But most of it's junk. I think everything in here is just junk that's only worth something to her. But if you wanted to start your own personal library, God knows this woman has enough books to do it. And he found some scrapbook where, if it wasn't up in that cabinet, I'd show it to y'all, where she like cut out pictures of different shoes from magazines and shit, and printed black and white printed from the computer, and like pasted them. Like it's fucking weird. I usually like junk too, but this woman's junk is tacky. That's exactly what I thought about, Possum. She's batshit fucking crazy. She told me the story, that one phone call we had. That's what got me about, one of the things that killed me about the switch up is because during that phone call, while she did not explicitly agree to get her shit out of the house, like she did not verbatim say, okay, I'll take care of it. She changed the subject a lot and got to rambling about her daddy that is a narcissist and abusive, and when she was a kid he used to call her buku because buku means too much, and she was buku girl because she was chubby, and she was just buku everything. And I had to sit and listen to this shit for an hour. She buku crazy, I'll give her daddy that. Right, Possum? And daddy don't love me because I didn't go into the family business and become a doctor. I ain't seen no evidence that anybody in her family is a fucking doctor. Not a shred.
They ain't a good one. They got to put her somewhere.
If they're either not a good one or they're not in psychiatry. Because God knows she needs a shrink. She needs a long stay. She needs a long grippy sock, maybe a permanent grippy sock vacation. Jello cups for days. See, eccentric is what I thought she was to begin with before the switch up. But then she went from eccentric to criminally insane and has daddy issues. Yep. This is a pretty house. Her furnishings make it dark and dreary. She needs round the clock care. She needs a jacket with wraparound sleeves and a padded room. Yeah, tell me you rang the doorbell now, bitch. I don't remember if I had my permanent dentures the last time I went live or not, but here they are. Mountain Brook, is that the one that's no longer a facility? It's like abandoned. Which one is the one people go and ghost hunt at up in North Alabama? Is it Mountain Brook? Oh, a self hug. Thank you, Mama. I'm talking about our psychotic landlord, D-Mac. Not for much longer, though. Thank you, Flower Power. My temporary denture was way too big for my mouth, and they slanted in the front, so they went down in the front, and they drove me nuts. That's what I don't know.
I don't have to mount this for it to be useful.
Yeah, I know. It comes with screws and hardware. What is that piece right there?
No fucking clue.
It doesn't tell you in the app? Let me ask my bestie ChatGPT.
How about you ask somebody to get that watch and put it on the fucking charger?
I didn't even know it was almost dead. It's still got 10%.
Put it on the fucking charger. Jesus Christ.
They feel a lot better, Katie. Mountain Brook is in Birmingham. Oh, yeah, I've been through there. And Possum, do you remember the short-lived Bravo show back about 10 years or so ago? Oh, my God. What was the name of it? Oh, my God. The woman is from Jersey, but she married a man from Mountain Brook, and she's friends with a bunch of the subdivision wives up there. Oh, my God. I can't even think of her name. Jamie, oh my God. What is her last name? But Mountain Brook is where they live. I can't, Jamie, is it Sullivan? Hold up. Thank you, Dolphin. Is it? Yeah. Jamie Sullivan. Jamie Primax Sullivan. Her. And now I have to have an implant next to a veneer. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Lizzie. How do I mount a Blink doorbell camera? Hey, Gemini. But I loved that show. I hated that it didn't last. I think it was 2 seasons. It didn't last long at all, but she was funny. That's a mountain bracket, I assume, Jacob. Wall anchors are included. Wait, can we just slap some 3M things up there?
I don't know, but I ain't doing it right now because you're on the porch.
Oh.
And I don't feel like going to jail right now. Maybe later.
Jersey Belle. Is that it? Something. One of my mods made for me. Get in there. You just remember that's where it's at. I'm not opening that again till we move. My mod, DK Grandma. Let me take it off. I got this in the mail yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
My days are just all running together. It's a Coach keychain. It's got the little carriage on it, and the little balls say Coach, and then there's this side. Isn't that cute? And it's got the little tassel and little flowers. Thank you, Tess. I'm supposed to get my first YouTube payout between today and the 26th. And I'm planning on getting, I just finally got my YouTube shit set up since I haven't been live to where I can get paid. Because I haven't been able to get paid this whole time. Hold on 1 second, y'all. But I think I'm gonna buy a 3D printer and start an Etsy shop with like diamond art accessories. You can make a killing. You can print a damn drill tray and sell it for $10 or more. It's okay, D. It's like, I don't really know how much I'm gonna get from my first payout, because when I went to set it up the other day, what it said my balance is different than what YouTube Studio says my estimated revenue is. So I don't know. It'll be a surprise. I don't know how much it's gonna be, but I haven't made like a ton of money. And then most of it is going to go for Jacob's birthday, which is in a few days. But then whatever I have left over, I'm going to buy a 3D printer with. And my son-in-law just bought one. I think I'm going to get the one that he got. Bamboo Labs, I think is the website. But bamboo is spelled weird. I'll have to ask Hannah. Oh my God. So I think I showed y'all, or I told y'all about it. The Diamond Art Club anniversary sale that they had a few weeks ago. That's true, D-Mac. With the 2 orders that I did, and that was before, hell, we were still in the other house when that happened. I ordered 2 kits. I did 2 different orders because I was using my rewards. And each order, after you checked out, they offer you a mystery deal, which is supposed to be 1 full-size kit at a deeply discounted price. And with one of the diamond paintings, I did get a kit. But the second one was a mini dazzles, which is which is this, where you do the little frameable ones. And I got this. How did I get this one? Oh, they had to send this to me. They had to replace one. But like, they're little 4x6 mini diamond paintings. Like this one is China. This set is Chinese Zodiac. Well, in one of those anniversary orders, one of the mini, I got that painting, and then I got a mini dazzle set of the one thing in this world I'm the most terrified of, fucking snakes. So I lied and I told them that it didn't have a mystery deal in it, and they sent me this. But I gave Hannah that snakes mini dazzle, and when we were over there the other day, my son-in-law, hold on, Hannah showed me, my son-in-law ain't never done diamond art a day in his life, but he did one of those. And not only, look how straight those drills are. He also used a multi-placer. Ain't ever diamond arted before, but he did one of them. What do y'all need? I can't get up. I'm not playing anything, so I can't. For what? Text it to me, because I'm not streaming anything. Hey, and look the way, because there are people that do diamond art that suck at a multi-placer. I just now got good at it. But, hold on.
Are you gonna want chicken?
Sure, I can't go anywhere.
Yeah, well, I can bring you some.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Do you want me to make you two so you might have some leftovers and stuff? I was gonna send the leftovers, so it's gonna be like rice and chicken.
Yeah, I don't eat that much on the shot, so I honestly, one serving would probably do me supper and leftovers.
Yeah, and it's not spicy or anything.
Okay.
It's like, it's spiced, but it's not like.
Yeah. He did do a good job, and the funny thing about him using the multi-placer, he goes, yeah, I used that little thing that you can put like a bunch of them on at one time. I'm like, you used a multi-placer? Hey, Nora. I do not know what is wrong with my fingernail, but the tip of my finger is hurting. It feels bruised. One second, y'all.
I don't know why I'm texting you. It's not like the people on TikTok don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
We're both stupid.
Yeah. No, just you. I mean, I don't want to be here by myself.
I know that. I'm the only one out of them that can drive. I know I've got to take him to go get chicken.
And that camera's got to be put up before anything.
I don't know where to get.
Don't I have some in Velcro, the 3M things in the...
I think you have one side of it.
Well, then I'll have to... one of us have to go get some. We were supposed to go over to Zach's boyfriend's house. He's going to cook supper for everybody. We were supposed to go over there tonight. Then we woke up and all this shit happened, and now we know we can't all be gone anymore. And that's what Jacob was texting me about. And then he realized, wait a minute, they all know what's going on. It ain't like I can't talk about it.
Or are we waiting until Austin gets home? I don't know what time he gets home.
Well, maybe start there. I thought...
I could send a pigeon and it would get there quicker than he could.
Well, that's true. What my suggestion was for him to cook it and bring it over here.
Okay, well, either way, I have to be gone because I have to take him to the store and then take both of them.
I don't want anybody going anywhere until that camera is put up.
Well, I have to go to the store.
Because they waited for you to leave to do that shit this morning.
Well, We don't have something for me to put the duck right now.
Then I'll Instacart something.
Well, Zach is still going to be here. I just have to take.
Yeah, but when you leave, that's when they think they can do all this shit.
Well, I can't wait on an Instacart order to get here. I have to take him to go get the chicken.
I mean, where's the chicken coming from?
The store.
No shit, Sherlock.
Walmart.
You don't have to be a smart ass. What are those things called? 3M. What are them things called, y'all, where you put
It's like picture hanging.
Yeah, the 3M picture hanging things that don't damage your walls. 3M. Oh my God.
Just look up picture hanging.
That'll show me the thing that has the screws and shit. They have a name. Thank you, Flower Power. It sucks. It definitely sucks. I don't know what is wrong with my finger. Command strips. See, I told you they had a damn name. May I get another beverage and take that? Thank y'all. I couldn't think. See now y'all say why I ain't been live. I couldn't even think of that. Okay. Oh, I don't need quite that many. Good Lord. Oh, wait, but this is like a set. You know, true crime, I didn't think anything about that, about her saying, saw a guy going out the back door, until I was telling Jacob about that a while ago, and he was like, well, how did they see him? Because there's no cameras in the back. But they all stay on the front porch, not out back. But that is weird. It is disturbing. God damn, my finger hurts. Target will take too long. Okay, Home Depot. Here we go. Large 15-pound picture hanging strips. But is that everything? Is it like both sides? I'm thinking about I should not be allowed to operate a cell phone right now. Okay, there we go. Home Depot. $10. Wait a minute. Does Lowe's have a better deal? 12 large. What are these? Oh, it's the same thing. Oh, wait. It's 52 cents cheaper, but I have to have a $10 minimum. I'd be telling them, I'm going to true crime. I'm answering her like she can hear me, and she's 20 minutes in the past. No, she's talking about yesterday, Tess. That's what she was referring to. Or do I need this combo pack? Nah, I'll go with the cheapest one. It ain't like I got a whole lot of money to play with right now. No, God damn it. I didn't mean to add that to the cart. Delete. Yeah, pennies rattling around in that bank account at this point. Give me 1 second. My damn finger is killing me. Feels like I bashed it with a hammer. No. Have you seen me operating a hammer lately? I went to bed and it was fine. I woke up and it's killing me.
I've rarely seen you at all, Dex, so I don't know what you've been doing.
Resisting the urge to torment the neighbors. They don't seem to be resisting too much. And how stupid is it to come and tap on the fucking door? Like, what was the point? What were they gonna do if we'd come to the door? All I heard this morning, it was like somebody went on the glass with a fingernail. Like, that's all I heard. It is my middle finger.
Are you getting that delivered? Or?
I'm getting the 3M things, yes.
Okay.
Okay. That is ironic, Tess. It is this one. Oh, it's red. What the hell? What is wrong with my damn finger? Didn't it look... Well, no, it ain't that red compared to my other. This one don't hurt, but it's red. I don't fucking know. I've been wanting to do my nails for like 2 weeks, but I keep having trouble with my brittle, pitiful fingernails. I have learned, because she only texted me a couple of more times after I went live. I've learned that if I stop responding, she gives up. Maybe it is a sign. I hope it's a sign that shit's about to get better, because they can't get much worse. That is for sure. Oh my God, I clipped my fingernails and now I can't open this drink. They definitely cannot get worse. God, I hope so, Possum. Because dealing with this imbalanced landlord is about all I can take. Y'all, this is what she said. Do we need to flip Swifty off? She said, my position, you were told that people would be coming yesterday. I was not, actually. She thinks that just because she says something in a text message, it makes it true, or it's evidence. Like, something didn't actually happen, but if she says it did in a text message, then that's evidence that it happened. So her claim is that she told me that people were coming to look at the house yesterday. People came to look at the house and I would not go to the door. Nobody came to this fucking house yesterday. Nobody. But that's her claim. My position, you were told that people would be coming yesterday and they were not allowed in. Again, didn't fucking happen. I need the money from these tenants. You will be effectively not paying and not allowing tenants in. Do you just want me penniless after all your promises? What promises, lady? I didn't promise you shit except I'm moving the fuck out. That's the only promise I made you. And then named somebody and said they will be coming by on 11:30 on Tuesday. I think she's just making shit up. It is very weird that you are giving me their first and last name. I've never given an owner my first and last name to go look at a house. Ever. They know my first name and that's it. Hell, sometimes they didn't even know that. Like, that is weird. Oh, and then she tried to ask me for a favor. Get this. Let's say today they may come until 6 o'clock as I wrote you, and then if they don't, I will set up for tomorrow 4 to 6 and Tuesday 4 to 6. I have to give them a window? Maybe it says a wow dash going to set up appointments now. Ain't nobody coming today, lady. You want me to actually not go to the door? But I told her, I said, no showings without 24-hour notice. And after what you've had them do today, I'm not inclined to do you any favors. Because why would I? Right? Possum, a quarter of a bubble off plum. Him, it hurts. Like, why would, you got a lot of nerve. Having the neighbors change the fucking law without me knowing, but you want to try to ask me to do you a solid. It don't work like that. And I told her before that, I said, I'm not engaging with you anymore. This is me requesting you to, because I had told her repeatedly, you want to show the house? This was the conversation. What I said was, moving forward, text me 24 hours before. I will gladly let people in to show the house between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, as the letter states. Then she goes, just be a lad and allow me to rent. You were so kind to go to courthouse for me. She's talking about back in February when she wanted me to go and file the eviction, gave me power of attorney. Don't know me from Adam. Gave me power of attorney so that I could go and file an eviction on the previous tenant on her behalf. But she forgot the part where the night before I was supposed to go, she texted me and told me, never mind. I said, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I just gave you the solution. Before that, I said, I already said how the unit can be shown. Notice needs to be given via text and email and not 1 minute under 24 hours prior. I'm not hindering you showing the house. You're making things unnecessarily complicated by expecting me to allow your other tenants to have my only set of keys. She says, I was automatically giving you notice, meaning she wants to tell me now that somebody's coming and then they come. That's not notice, dumbass. She said they had a set, they talking about the keys. I was only given one set of keys. She told me repeatedly this morning that, hold on, I gotta plug up my MacBook. She kept telling me, well, what this morning, it was earlier today, I just realized it's 5 o'clock. She kept telling me over and over that I was given 2 sets of keys and was demanding that I go give them a set. First of all, no, I was not. Second of all, even if I did have 2 sets of keys, do you think I'm going to give a set to the fucking neighbors who changed my goddamn lock this morning without me knowing? Yeah, I was sitting right in here. The layout, the front door, you come into the living room, and this, per Creole Cottage architectural terms, this is the parlor. That is the formal sitting room. This is the parlor. I stay in here all day. Nobody knocked on that door yesterday. Nobody, I don't even think the doorbell fucking works. Hell, I didn't even know we had a fucking doorbell till last week, but I digress. But I was sitting here and I heard a tap, 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 like somebody, like a woman tapping on glass with a fingernail, just tap, 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 like that. And I had just gotten in here. I got my orange juice, my Alani, and I had just sat down. Usually what I do in the mornings, that's when I start scrolling through TikTok. But I had not even opened TikTok yet, and if I had, I never would have heard it. She said, I said, moving forward, text me 24 hours before. I will gladly let people in to show the house between 11 and 7 Monday through Friday, as the letter states. Then she said, just be a lad and allow me to rent. I'm not trying to stop her from renting the house. I've not once said or done anything that would even give the impression that I'm trying to hinder her renting this house. I want people to come look at this house so I can warn them. That's how unsmart this woman is. First of all, are you dumb enough to do all this shit to me and then send prospective tenants here to look at the house and you think I'm not going to tell them? The last time I was live, she had texted me and told me that I was not allowed to be here when the house was being shown. I think I read that text to y'all. You want to fucking bet? You are not going to send strangers or their friends, which is who I think it is, into my house with my animals and all of our stuff, and I'm not going to be here? I don't fucking think so. And I said, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I just gave you the solution. And she says, my hands are shaking. Is there a feeling of power? You owe me, and I complied with you about stopping the eviction. What do you mean you complied with me? But that's as far as I can go on talking about that. But I am desperate to rent that unit. She put that in all caps. Please make a spare key. Get this. Please make a spare key. Since we gave you notice yesterday, 3 days early. And what? And no one answered. You gave me, okay. If I have this right, her claim is that someone came yesterday and I would not let them in. So what are we talking about 3 days early? I got no notice that people were coming yesterday. And today you're telling me that you gave me 3 days notice for yesterday. No one answered, although they were there. Cruel, and God will sit in judgment. Yeah, of you. I haven't done anything. I said, where did I say you can't show the house? Because I didn't. No one is getting a key until we move. None of you can be trusted. We already don't feel safe. She said someone was there and wouldn't let Tracy in with 2 couples. No one was here. And I don't know if she's lying or if it's the landlord making this whole thing up. I don't know what to believe anymore. I said, text me next time, since apparently she only understands all caps. I put that in all caps. Then I said, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. Then she goes, I have never done a dishonest deed in my life. Then she said, okay, but someone will need to open the door, period. Who do you think you are making demands of me? You cut the power off. You changed the fucking lock. You've done all this shit to me, and you think you're in a position to make demands. That's not how it works. We do, Sarah. In general, Louisiana landlord tenant law, from what everybody has said, in what the research I've done and what my lawyer has said, Louisiana landlord tenant law tends to favor the landlord, but this is black and white. This is blatant violation of very basic landlord tenant laws. She cut the power, and this all went sideways before I could even have everything switched over into my name. So there was her first mistake. You should have waited until I got everything switched over and then went crazy. Because once I knew I wasn't going to be fucking staying here, I ain't getting shit switched over. And get this, she never said a word. There was never the usual make sure to switch the utilities over that landlords typically say. None of that. And also, her dumbass was dumb enough to fucking text me and admit to having it cut back on. So you just admitted to having it cut off. She is a lawyer's worst nightmare. If this, you can tell she don't have any kind of legal representation because she is an attorney's worst fucking nightmare. She's done a lot of shit that is super illegal. A lot. Flower power, that's what I tried to get across to her, and she just don't get it. She thinks that because she wants or needs something to go a certain way, then it should just go that way. Laws be damned. You know, basic human rights be damned. If it's what she wants, then that's how it should be. She thinks that just wanting an eviction or threatening an eviction means the same thing as actually having one granted. And the company that she used to evict the last tenant, and I told Jacob, when she put that 5-day notice on the door the other day, on this, the day after I gave her a 30-day notice to vacate, by the way, the day after that, we wake up, there's a 5-day notice on the door with that company's letterhead. And it looked like it was a copy, like somebody had made a copy of, like the way you can do with a letterhead, you get a copier or scanner, do it on a fucking printer, where you cover it up, cover the body of the letter up with another sheet of paper and then scan it or copy it. I think that's what she did for her. I think that's what the neighbor did. And it looked like, it didn't look legit. And I can't show it to y'all because it's got sensitive information on there. Like the title at the top, notice of, what does it say? 5-day notice of non-payment is what it says. Y'all can put 2 and 2 together and figure out what it is I can't talk about, but I still can't talk about it. Not yet. I'll tell y'all all about it when we get out of here. But it's off center. And no business is going to have shit laid out like this. It's the heading of the letter, and it's part of it's in the center and the other part's on the next line. And I had been meaning to call that company to see if it was legit because I had my suspicions. Well, she just proved today by things that she said that it was not legit. But I don't remember where I was going with that. But I'm going to call that company tomorrow. And I'm sure that they will be very thrilled to know that she is passing out false 5-day notices. Shopping shortly.
Okay.
Estimated delivery 5:47 to 6:47. I'm starving.
Hey, Marvin.
I never got around to eating today.
Well, that sucks.
Could I have some? You're an asshole. Could I have some sweet potato fries?
You mean nasty, disgusting fries?
No, I mean delicious sweet potato fries. Thank you, Sarah. I dealt with sleazy landlords, asshole landlords, slum lords, you name it, I've dealt with them. I've also had really great landlords. The really good ones far outweigh the bad ones. I've never dealt with anything like this. The blatant disregard for the law is what blows my mind. And she's dumb enough to put it all in writing. That's the thing. Like, there have been times I have wondered, well, is this actually against the law? Because surely to God, she's not going to put proof of it in a text message if it's against the law. And then I think about things that she told me. I have text messages where she told me that she had the man come over here to try to intimidate the last tenant to try to force him out. I have every text message we have ever sent each other since the first week of January. And if she'd have had a little bit of patience with her fake 5-day notice, like, do you realize that that notice looks like nothing other than retaliation because it's dated the day after my notice to vacate? Like, nothing up here is clicking. The wires are all cut. And that morning that the power was cut off, this whole week is run together. It was the day after I gave her. Holy shit. I just remembered that was the day after I gave her that letter. I gave her a 30-day notice to vacate. The next morning, the power was cut off. And I remember the fan to the central air kept running the whole time the power was off, which was weird to me. I was in the bathroom when it happened, and I saw the lights go off, but the bathroom is literally right next to the air return. So I could hear the fan was still running, and at first I thought, oh, I guess the fucking lights quit working, or the bulbs blew, or whatever. But it wasn't until I came out of the bathroom that I realized the power was off. Flower Power, I think she has gotten away with it this long because, like I said earlier, she's either had tenants that didn't know she couldn't do stuff like this, or like for whatever reason couldn't rent somewhere else, or was afraid of breaking a lease, or didn't know that there are legal ways to get out of a lease where you don't end up, where they can't sue you for it or whatever, which is what we're doing. But you can tell the fact that she hasn't actually filed an eviction, which would be a waste of money on her part, because she can't get us out of here any quicker than we're already going to get out. But the fact that she hasn't filed one says a lot to me. She knows she has done some shit she's not supposed to do, and she don't want that coming out in court. Tess, I have to ask Jacob. I think they're outside. But the power was cut off. We called the power company. I was wondering, Possum, why the fan was still running. Jacob! It's too hot to get up and go to the next room for anything other than go to the damn bathroom. It's not as hot in here as it was the other day, which is weird. It was a little hotter. I wonder why we're under a heat advisory. Because the other day it was 94. And it's only 89, 90 now. But we're under a heat advisory. But I'm going to tell Jacob to remind me of that, Possum. Oh, might be on a separate circuit. Don't central air units usually have their own box or whatever? It's obviously not. Oh, wait a minute, Possum. You mean it's like wired between the two units? Y'all are such useful human beings. Yeah, anything that I don't know, y'all know, like the command strips thing. But now this kind of stuff, I would have not known anything about it, and neither Jacob wouldn't have either. That's interesting. Huh. That is interesting. I'm going to make a note of that so I don't forget. Well, my last landlord tried to be a dick about my security deposit, which they have so many days under Louisiana law to return it. So he hasn't yet, but tried to get out of it. And I told him, if you don't give me my damn deposit back, I'm going to report all the problems, all the code violations with this house to the city, and you won't be able to legally rent this house out until you fucking fix them. He agreed after that. And he was never an asshole. He's just a slumlord. He's one of those people that buys cheap investment property, slaps lipstick on a pig, and then never fix. You don't hear nothing out of him the whole time you live there. Let me ask Jacob, Possum. Because I haven't been in the backyard. The grass needed cutting. And I think somebody did cut it the other day, but I haven't been back there because of that. I will do that, Possum. To Yeah, that's how it normally is here with a double or any multifamily property. However many units there are, there's that many units, HVAC units. I do know there's 2 power boxes, meter things out there. We learned that the day she cut the power off. And there was a padlock put on ours because she had it cut off. And that's, from what we were told, that's what they do when the customer, they don't do it like the woman said, like when it's shut off for non-payment, they don't padlock it. It's when they, like it's requested to be turned off by the customer. There was all kinds of proof. She didn't have to admit it in a text message. I had all the proof I needed. I had everything I needed because see, that's the thing. She's a horrible liar. She's really bad at being a sneaky, dishonest person because it didn't dawn on her that all I had to do was call the power company. And they're gonna tell me. They can't tell me things about the account like how much the bill is or stuff like that, but they can tell me why it was cut off. And they did. I told Hannah the other day, I think one of the only true things she has told me, I think she does come from a wealthy family. The practical life things that you can tell she just doesn't know, like that, like not knowing that the power company will tell me you cut it off. There's evidence that she's never dealt with real life stuff, like fixing things or like the power thing, like she's always had it dealt with for her by either her parents, her ex-husband, whatever. No, she doesn't, flower power. But if there's only one, it can't handle the load if there are 2 separate thermostats. It's funny you mentioned that, Possum, because the other day when it was so hot in here, even though Jacob had already taken that filter out, we saw that that was most likely the issue. But before he came home that day and took that filter out, I got to thinking, surely to God, she does not have one unit cooling both sides. But I don't put nothing past this woman at all. Not anymore. She probably did, Possum. Because she can tell them people to do anything. And they'll half-ass do it. That's exactly why I put, and get this is also how dumb she is. Because I put in that letter, or it was put in the letter, that anybody that she sends to do repairs has to be licensed professionals. She lies and told me my agents are, and gave their full government names, and all I had known up until that point is their nicknames. Why is an Opelika number calling? Must have been the wrong number because they immediately hung up. Right, Possum? She knows she's fucking with the wrong one. I think that's one of the things that has made her spiral so much, that everything she has tried, I'm hanging on by a thread, but I have matched her energy every fucking time. Not really matched her energy. I met her with laws and the fact that I know better. And Tess, the thing is, that whole list of things that I gave her that are wrong with this house, the air was at the top of the list. All she noticed or all she addressed was the plumbing. I guess once upon a time, maybe he worked as a plumber, but that motherfucker don't work at doing nothing anymore but sitting on that porch drinking. It may have burned up the unit. I chat GPT'd a few questions about the air thing the other day. But if anybody come in late and didn't see the picture of the filter, I think I was supposed to show it a few minutes ago and I forgot. Where's it at? The previous tenant. Wait, what did I? Jacob says there are 2 units outside. I forgot what I asked him. The previous tenant moved in last June. This is the filter that Jacob got down out of the return the other day. And you can look how thick. It looks like it's made of fleece. I've never seen a filter anywhere near this dirty. I've never seen one this bad. Now, we've moved into places before that either the landlord forgot to change it, just doesn't keep up with that when new people move in for whatever reason, needed to be changed, but I ain't never seen anything this bad. Let's pet it. And in case there was any question, if the whole thing looked like that, Jacob took 2 pictures of it, and that is the whole filter. And it's that thick from top to bottom. That is disgusting. Oh my God. It was starting to build up in between the rows. Should be a hose dripping water. Is there? Let me ask him, Taylor. Is there a hose dripping water at our side or for both of them? Charge it rent. And for almost a year, that is what all the air was passing through. It's a miracle it didn't tear up. I mean, when we moved in, it did cool for a few nights and then it stopped. So I'm wondering if he was even staying here the last days before he was officially evicted. Both? Okay. It should be coming from the house, she said. He's back there looking. Have I shown y'all the living room and how her stuff and our stuff that we don't have anywhere to put the rest of the house, how it's piled up in there? Hold on, I'll take y'all in there. Because I ain't ashamed of it. That ain't how I keep house. I'm a neat freak. So just the clutter alone is getting to me. He said there's not hoses dripping. They are, Tess, from about, I know that like this room right here, Zach went to take pictures of the units so I can show y'all. right there outside Kelly's window, there's a bunch of foliage. So there's shade right there. But like this, like there's sunlight beaten down right here and on the back side of the house. A PVC line. Here we go. We got pictures. All right. We have 3 pictures. This is one. Hold on. Let me. Do I still have a single cam? Oh, there I am. Okay. Let me cover that up because my. Oh my God. We have this. I'm trying to hold it up where if I get a text, it won't show. And then I guess this is it from a different angle. I don't know. Then this is our unit. If that helps. I don't know if any of these are helpful. What is that up under there? There is a fucking TV under there. Does it, Possum? I can send these pictures to you on Discord if you want to take a closer look at them. Give me a second. Because I'm afraid to hold my phone up for too long because my kids are all on Do Not Disturb bypass. So if they text me, it'll still show. There you go, Possum. I sent them to you. Now, I do not like being on the big camera. I got to get back over here in my little box. Oh, the condensation. See, I knew about that, but this is all scrambled. I don't understand why we're under a heat advisory. Is the heat index high? No, it's 88 and it feels like it's 88. But it was 94 the other day and we were not under heat advisory. Make that make sense. Does it, sunshine? See, I don't know anything about stuff like that. I've got one little droplet of water on my touchpad. Okay, I'm going to show you all the living room real quick. Don't judge me. This is not how I keep house. This is how we are being forced to live. What's that the guy says in Devil Wears Prada? Gird your loins. That's the pocket doors I was talking about. That is a bed that we didn't have anywhere for. There's her nasty, stinky sofa. And some of her fucking lamp collection. I see that someone left their Burger King cup in here. I'm trying to make sure y'all can see all of it. And we're not done. We're not done yet. Because then we have this behind me. That's where we had to put our stuff. We couldn't even unbox everything. We had to pull up a rug. It's right there. Because it was nasty. And it stinks. No one stays in here. Behind our TV, we had to put our TV on her big, janky, clunky, antique desk that is falling apart. There is a coffee table under the desk. On the other side of that is a nasty bench and the fireplace. This is... And that's my little sanctuary on the other side of those doors. Oh yeah, Sunshine, it was fully furnished. And I didn't know that. Fully furnished and decorated. We have her two ugly ass failed Pinterest project floor lamps. I'm not going to talk too loud because I'm at the front door. It's fucking insane. Y'all look. Floor to ceiling windows are a hot commodity in New Orleans. Wait, I'm trying to... And that's how she has a curtain hanging up. Because, first of all, why are you pulling this curtain trick to make... That trick of hanging the curtain rod above the window is to make the window look like it's taller. Why are you doing that with a floor-to-ceiling window? Also, in order for the illusion to work, the curtain rod's got to be wider than the window, and the curtain has to be able to cover the window. But I can't stay in here long. It gives me anxiety. But see now, my little area, see, we are neat and organized over here. Hey, Scoops. Oh, yippee.
Here's your nasty fucking fries.
You mean my delicious...
Goddamn sauce.
My delicious sweet potato fries and my yummy sweet baby Ray's honey mustard? Oh. No.
Where's that order at?
They are... It says one item being shopped.
I'm quicker than that. Hey.
Well... Is Gabby her decorator? Right? Cooking. It's insane. There were even dishes in the... Well, the dishes were in the cabinets at some point. But the teenager loaded them all in the dishwasher. Not one of my teenagers. My teenagers know how to do dishes. The one next door. Loaded them all up in the fucking dishwasher. Turned it on and left. And they sat there for 2 weeks. I can't wait either, Sunshine. It would look like Long John Silver's if Gabby did it. That's true. This just looks like a French Quarter whorehouse. A tacky one. Thank you, Here for the Fun. It does, like, even though I know that's not my fault in there, it's embarrassing. I hate it. Like, I'm embarrassed for, even though Zach's boyfriend don't give a shit. He knows what's going on too. But it embarrasses me like when he's over here. It embarrasses me when my own daughter comes over here. And a messy house. We did find a new place, yeah. A messy house affects me up here. So on top of everything else I'm dealing with, I'm having to live like this. And there's literally only a narrow path from the front door to the pocket doors because of how much stuff is in there. I know it's not mine. I hate it. It does, Scoops. It really does. I get up every day and I sit right here. Because even before the stuff that happened today, I still wasn't comfortable with all of us being gone. We've only all been gone once, and that was the other day when she cut the power off. Well, we weren't all gone that day because Zach and his boyfriend had not left yet. That's how they knew the power had gotten cut back on. And then she texted me. But there was one day we were all gone for a few hours, and I was not comfortable not being here ever since this went sideways. And it's too hot in the house to do anything. And even if the air did work, what the hell am I going to do? The house is cluttered. That's the worst of it. But every room is cluttered. And that was the most we could fit of her stuff in that room. I'm trying, Possum. It's hard. That's what I'm trying to do, Sarah. Just focus on that. I'm not depressed, but it's like depression activities. Doom scrolling on TikTok, sitting here watching stuff on the MacBook, just vegetating at the desk every day. That's all I do. I'm trying to keep focused on the positives. That's why I went ahead and just took most of the money we had from Josh's check and paid the deposit because the only thing that's keeping me sane is knowing I've got somewhere to go. And I couldn't risk losing that. I do diamond art and like as long as my mind is distracted, I'm okay. I'm hoping that the new house is actually empty and that they will let us move in earlier. It benefits them to do it because they'll get more money. As it stands right now, we only have to pay a half a month's rent to move in, but I'm willing to pay them the whole month. Just let me come on and move in. And like going over to Hannah's a couple of days this week was good. I just always have to make sure somebody's here, but I don't want to be gone a lot, even if somebody else is here. Because if they were to do something while I'm not here, it would be my kids that they'd be doing it to, and then I don't want that to happen. I'd rather them do something to me. I said something to her today about it was when I told her I was requesting her to not keep talking to me about showing the house because I kept repeating myself. And I said, do not have them do anything to us on your behalf. And she got offended by that. She literally forgets what she says to me. Because for months, all I heard was about the intimidation tactics they used on him at her request. I am Flower Power. Let's see, what is today? If we can't move in until the plan is to get a U-Haul, get a storage unit, move our stuff in storage, and go stay with my daughter for 2 weeks. If the house is not going to be ready early. But I don't remember where I was going with that. Never mind. See, thought leaves my head as soon as I start talking. Oh, what day it is until the house is ready. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24 days. God, I hope it's ready early. I'm hoping, because like I said earlier, it is odd for a rental to be available anytime other than the 1st. Because, you know, landlords, they don't want prorated rent up front. They want a whole month. But it's not unheard of. But I think maybe the tenants are to be out by the end of the month, and with the week of the 4th being in the mix, maybe they have vacation plans or whatever, and they just gave themselves 2 weeks to get it ready for a new tenant. Thank you. Is it Cammy? Kamaya? She is off her head. She really is. Hold on 1 second. And not, she, in the beginning, like when he got out, she called me one night when I was live. I don't know if y'all remember that. And I about couldn't get off the phone with her. She's asked me multiple times before it went sideways for my YouTube channel and for my TikTok, and I wouldn't tell her. But if she snooped and found it anyway, screen record away, bitch, because nothing I'm saying is illegal. Nothing. And it's not slander because I can prove it all. Thank you, One Life. He stays at the rig here for the fun. So he essentially lives at work. They have like trailers set up at the rigs. And if you are here screen recording, oh dear landlord, I haven't said your name or the address for this house yet, but when I move, I will be blasting your ass all over social media. Because you should not be allowed to rent property. And if you're my neighbors, here being nosy, if you're smart, you'll stop doing shit on her behalf because it's going to get you in trouble with the law. Not a threat, it's just a promise. It's just how it is. You use a key to come in my house, I will have you arrested. I don't care what she's told you. I don't care if she made you the Dalai Lama. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if she gave you the house. Making you a property manager does not make it legal for you to enter this house without 24 hours written notice and my consent. So, you don't believe me? Look it up. So keep doing her bidding, because it's going to land you in trouble. And there is a doorbell camera. Oh, that's sweet potato strings. There's a doorbell camera going up today. Don't fucking play with me. Also, if you're my neighbors, she does not have even a loose grip on Louisiana landlord tenant law. So if she tells you it's illegal, you can bet that it most likely is not. Thank you, Lena. Let me, after what happened today, just let me think about it. No matter how bad they want me to be doing something wrong and she wants me to be doing something wrong, I'm not the one that broke the law. I've not done anything. I think that pisses her off the most. Because I think every single thing I've told her that I can eat, I'm either allowed to do by law. She doesn't believe I've spoken to an attorney. She thinks that the letter, she thinks I copied and pasted it from somewhere. Also, neighbors, she gave me y'all's government names and all the responsibility for illegally changing that lock today. She put it on y'all. And I have proof. Enjoy those fries. These are the sweet potato fries from Costco. When I was over at Hannah's the other day, she had burgers and fries for supper. And I've never had sweet potato fries. These are delicious. Here for the fun, I don't think they know what she can and cannot legally do. Oh, it is so good. Oh, and Reddit, you can calm the fuck down because I'm not taking donations anymore. And once I'm able to tell all the things that I can't talk about right now, it'll all make sense and you can quit worrying. But it's funny how y'all care more than the people who are in my chat all the time. They are so good. But like here for the fun, like changing the locks, they didn't know that was illegal. But I guess she told them it was something she could legally do. But it's wild to me that she put the blame for that, the idea to do it and all that, all on them. Because I asked her, she claims that it was done. This don't make no kind of sense. She claims it was done because I allegedly would not let them in to look at the house yesterday, which didn't happen. No one showed up. Let's just say that happened, okay? Let's just say that the neighbor showed up with 2 potential tenants and I wouldn't open the door. Then tell me, dear landlord, how does changing the deadbolt lock on the exterior wrought iron door, how does that solve that problem? And when I asked her that, she goes, they didn't know any better. What? Let me see exactly what she said. But she laid the blame right at their feet. I said, I would like an answer to that question. The question was, how does changing the lock on the exterior wrought iron door solve that problem, if it even existed? Her response, it doesn't. They did not know better. I have tenants coming who need access. That's not going to give them access. You still have a whole other door with a deadbolt lock on it to go through in order to get inside the house. Me too, here for the fun. To me, my personal opinion, and the reason I asked her that question, this was blatantly done for spite. That's it. That's all it was fucking spite. But that was the best she could come up with, and the best that she could come up with was to throw them under the bus. You have no idea here for the fun. When this is all over and I can read all these text messages to y'all, put them up on green screen, whatever the hell I'm gonna do. Y'all will, it might be hard to believe this is actually happening because it's wild even to me, and I'm living in it. But seeing those text messages will just blow your mind. Like, I didn't know people behave like this. Much less landlords who are actively renting out houses. It sounds like a made-up story, which is why I was worried. I was hesitant to talk to the new landlords about it because it's so unbelievable. And it could very easily, on the surface, look like a problem tenant who's trying to put the blame on the landlord. But all I had to do was show her some of these messages. Nothing, 90% of what she says makes no sense at all. None. Exactly. She's pushing the blame because she knows it's illegal. But, and see, like in that moment, this one illegal thing that she did, she knew enough to put the blame on them. But then she cuts the power off, which is another illegal thing. And that she practically owned up to in the text message by telling me I had it cut back on. What do you mean you had it cut back on? That means you had it cut off. Which I knew that without her having to tell me anyway. But and I will just say, dear landlord, The power company is going to be watching you from now on. Because the agent that I was lucky enough to get was not very happy about a psychotic slumlord cutting the power off on her tenant. Out of fucking spite and nothing else. And I want to know, how was that supposed to work out? Was I supposed to pack up and move that day? Even though the day before I gave you a 30-day notice? She is very delusional. She don't live on this planet. I can tell you that. I mean, physically she lives here, but up here she's somewhere else. No, she ain't the brightest at all. She's no common sense, no book sense. You got to have one or the other. You either got to have book smart or street smart. You cannot be raw dog in life without either one of them. You can, but it's going to suck. And she's out here doing both. Ain't got a lick of sense. But claims that she graduated with honors from Vanderbilt. Sure you did. Or maybe you just want batshit crazy then. Who knows? Y'all, one of the... Back before we moved in. This was back in April, I think. One of her random conversations that she started. Before I decided to walk away. Only to end up here anyway. She claimed, now remember, her daughter is no contact. Her daughter that she called a whore on the phone to me. She claimed to be a member of the Muses crew. The Mardi Gras crew. The big one that throws out the shoes. If you know anything about the big crews, it costs a lot of money to be in those crews. She claimed to be a member of Muses, offering to get me into the crew, but was going to have to, how did she word it? I'd have to contact my daughter and she don't speak to me or something like that. Keep that in mind. It's going to take me a minute, but I got to find, oh no, I don't have to find the text. I remember what she said. Last week, in her fucking psychotic ramblings, she was insulting me. Moz, do y'all remember this? Putting me down, calling me a worthless, basically calling me a worthless piece of shit. Insulting me left and right. And in the middle of all of that, she goes, I want a Muses girl in that house ready to make her big start in NOLA. Bitch, you're not even a Muses girl. What the fuck are you talking about? Delusions of grandeur. That's exactly right. Right, Tess? Like, you were gonna get me into Muses. Oh, but wait, my daughter that doesn't speak to me would have to do it. So, never mind. But she didn't say never mind. She said she offered to get me into Muses. But then later on in the conversation, and I have all of these text messages, later on in the conversation said, my daughter would have to do such and such. I don't remember what. But then you gonna tell me you don't want my worthless ass living in your house. You want to amuse this girl. First of all, ma'am, why would a woman just starting out in NOLA already be part of a crew? One second. I gotta give a secret recipe. Oh shit. I'll get it. I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes. Right, Kamaya? That's all she's done since this whole thing went sideways, is put me down. And it's hard. Are you not logged into the Instacart? Lord have mercy. Because that's what my daddy always did, was put me down and tell me all these things that were wrong with me. It's hard. Like, I have to remember, this bitch ain't nothing to me. She is a blip in my wealth of memories of my life. She's a blip, a meaningless blip. But she has said some very hateful things to me. Right, Possum? And I just have to regain my perspective if I start to feel a little twinge of her feelings. Yep, just a blip on the radar. She is meaningless. You're the landlord and you have been so wronged, but you're not filing an eviction? That's weird. You done broke the damn law too much, and you know that's going to come out in court, which makes me wonder now why it took her so long to evict the last tenant. Thank you, True Crime. Right, Tess? Just like my daddy, he's a miserable son of a bitch. And it makes him feel better to make other people miserable. I appreciate y'all letting me vent, because I was about to lose my mind. I was about to bust. And I didn't want to bother nobody. And Jacob wasn't here yet. Hannah, I don't think, was awake. And Lord knows I have trauma dumped on my mods enough. But I needed to talk. I had emotions that could not be released completely in typing. So I had to talk. Okay, I'm about to bust. Not one even that many fries. Thank you, True Crime. No, I agree, Flower Power. I just have to, when I read something, it got to the point where it was like I'd get a little hint of my feelings being hurt, and then I'd snap out of it and be like, this bitch don't mean nothing to me. Now I take her insults with a grain of salt, but it got really ugly there for a couple of weeks. Thank you, Tess. I am, Possum. And hopefully, in no more than 24 days, well, give us time to settle in, I'll be back to normal, to being live more. She just sucked the life out of me. This whole thing has sucked the life out of me. And I'm not depressed, but like, I'm not myself, if that makes sense. Because I know when I'm slipping into depression, and I don't feel that, but I'm not myself right now. Speaking of, I just got a Cantina notification. I saw this video on TikTok today. In the mornings, I need dick in the evenings, every minute of the day. Give me penis, I don't care if it. I need dick in the evenings, every minute of the day. She took away my joy. Yeah. Thank you, Kamaya. I am drained. Yeah. And it's like every aspect of this is bad. The house is a cluttered mess. She is a psychotic mess. Like, there's no escaping it. Now I know for a fact I can't be gone. Like, I'm stuck here, except for my salon appointments. I can't go anywhere because, like I said, I don't want to leave and something happen and it be my kids that are here when it happens. And so it's just, there's no reprieve. Like, if she's going to be a psychotic mess, the least I would need is for this not to be a cluttered mess. There's no escape. But she did. She took my joy. Thank you, Tess. Thank you, Mama. But I'm going to go. I am, Possum. It is a lot. I wake up thinking about it because usually I wake up to text messages from her. This bitch stays up all night, goes to bed. From what I can gather from the morning text that I wake up to, goes to bed around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. She has stayed up as late as 10 before. But, I don't know exactly how to make it, but I haven't just started. I can help you. Well, I gotta make it nice. Well, it's real. Yeah, I will. I'm not. I don't remember what I was saying. What was I saying when you walked in here? Shit. Oh, she goes to bed around 8 or 9. She has stayed up as late as 10 o'clock in the morning, but then sleeps all fucking day. And for a couple of weeks, I could just about set my clock by what time she would text me in the afternoon. Like, oh, well, it's 4 o'clock. She's awake now. Thank you. You too, Possum. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, Grandma. I showed everybody the keychain you made. But I'll try to come on again before this nightmare is over. Thank y'all for letting me whine about it. But just stay tuned, because when I get the fuck up out of here, there's going to be some tea coming. I'll be able to say everything I can't say and show more of what we've been living in. Because once I'm out of here, I don't give a fuck who knows this address. Because I haven't lived here long enough for it to be tied to me at all. So it ain't gonna mean nothing. Thank you, Pam. But I will try to pop on again at least once before it's over with. Like I said, we're gonna load everything up in a truck, take it to storage. Jacob's birthday is this week. I've got a lot going on this week on top of all this other shit. but I will try. I can't make any promises, but I will try. Thank y'all again for everything. And I will be in the Discord here and there. Tea and crumpets time, yeah. Y'all have a good Sunday. Happy Father's Day to all of the husbands and boyfriends and fathers and brothers. I think that covered everything.